you think about this first Clásico of the season. At La Liga TV is our X account. You can let us know whatever you think, really. What a Clásico it's been. Now let's take a look at the consequences not only of this Clásico, but of the rest of the games played today in La Liga EA Sports. Because there you go, Barcelona open a 6-point gap at the top of those standings. 6 points more than Real Madrid right now. Villarreal climbing until the 3rd spot, putting some pressure on Atlético de Madrid tomorrow. There you see Rayo Vallecano also climbing into the 7th spot. Right now they are in the European spots. And take a look at the bottom of the standings, because Las Palmas, they were at the bottom 2 games ago, and now they move away from those relegation spots. So Valencia, Valladolid and Leganés are the 3 teams in those last 3 positions. Now, let's go Clásico crazy, and let's remember what just happened at the Santiago Bernabeu in a very good performance by Hansi Flick's man again, especially in the second half, because in the first half, maybe Madrid was creating more danger.
Yeah, I think the first half we were watching the game that we were expecting. Barcelona defending really high. Real Madrid trying to find the spaces in behind, but it's true that the offsides sometimes and lack of in front of the goal, it was difficult for Real Madrid.
This is what Barcelona wanted, Chappy. Straight, direct attacks.
Yeah, this year they are not elaborating a lot in midfield. They're very, very direct. And they couldn't do it many times. It was more Real Madrid who insisted in doing that, in making runs in behind. Unfortunately for Real Madrid, there were some moments where there was offside and they finished well and they scored at the moments they were not offside. Mbappé had a couple of chances, could have scored, and he didn't, even Vinicius. So I don't know if they would have killed the game, but Real Madrid could have killed the game in the first half if they would have been lucky or accurate. I don't know, call it how we want.
In fact, Real Madrid were closer to what they wanted to do than Barcelona. Barcelona in the first half, they defended really well, but they didn't attack that well. It was a little bit too rushed. And, if you don't agree with me, just look what Hansi Flick did at halftime. They just bring players, the young especially, with the intention of controlling the game a little bit more. But can we say that this game could have gone a completely different way? If 2 or 3 of these chances were 2 centimeters the other way,
yeah, of course,
we could have talked about a different story.
This was disallowed again for Barcelona from an offside. This wasn't an offside, and this maybe it's the difference between the defensive line of Barcelona and Real Madrid, because Ferland Mendy avoided that goal to be disallowed. He was putting Lewandowski in a good position in the end, and that's the first goal of the game, I thought. Yeah,
we were saying during the game that it was the biggest difference, and in the 4th goal is the same with Lucas. All of them were at the halfway line, and Lucas was with Rafinha, so that been the difference between how good Barcelona has defended in the line and the mistake that Real Madrid has made.
One assist by Marc Casadó, by the way, and only 2 minutes later, that is a perfect cross from Valde. Very nice header from Robert. Yeah,
but if we have to pay attention to the build-up. Previous to the pass to Alex Valde, I think it's been fantastic. 2 or 3 passes in a row, 1 touch, and then the cross is extraordinary, and the finishing is a top finish. So everything went right for Barcelona in the second half. That was a fantastic chance, once more. Good pass, Mbappé onside, and missed again.
Yeah. In the second half, and this is a sign of a magnificent team. Barcelona understood what was going on, changed the way they approached the game. Of course, they were effective up front, but they never, as we say, lose the face to the game. They were just there all the time. They weren't taken aback by the chances of Real Madrid. They weren't taken aback by the fact that they were in Santiago Bernabeu. So every single thing that Barcelona did to adjust to the game was brilliant.
Barcelona scored 4, or they could have scored 6, because these are 2 quite clear chances for Robert Lewandowski. In that moment, you could feel that it was going from one goal to the other. It was completely open.
Yeah, and we have to congratulate to Hansi Flick, because there were rumors that Dani Olmo would start the game, so he went with the perfect plan. So put Fermín in the first 60 minutes where the game were intense, and then the quality of Dani Olmo when the game just broke up, it was there. So he started most of the attacks of Barcelona, and this is one of them. Fantastic finish from Lamine, the 3rd goal of Barca, but I think that Dani Olmo made the difference when he came on.
How often you watch a game, and I know it's the Clásico and you are hyped to watch it, but that you end up shouting 3, 4, wow, 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 and really stand on the top of the chair. I don't know how you were maintaining calmness, you two, in the game, because it was that kind of game, wasn't it? It was just blows your mind, this kind of games.
Unfortunately, it was really calm the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, you were a bit down the last minutes. Yeah,
but
you're right.
You appreciate what was happening here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an extraordinary game of football with chances in both sides, and could have possibly gone either way. But I think that overall Barcelona show that in this moment they are stronger than Real Madrid. That's my opinion.
Well, Rafinha headed into this one after scoring a hat-trick against Bayern Munich. 6th goal for him in La Liga EA Sports. And there you see Ancelotti. He didn't like, especially the last celebration of somebody on the bench at Barcelona. I also saw Hansi Flick nearly apologising to Ancelotti for that. These are the stats after this first Clásico of the season. There you see 15 shots for Barcelona at the Santiago Bernabeu. That is incredible, but caught offside 12 times, Aitor, Real Madrid. That's not normal.
No, it's not normal, but again, if you look at the Barcelona defenders, the team, how tight they were during the game, how quick they were leaving the box, all together, the distance between Lewandowski and Íñigo and Kubasi were just the right distance, and for Real Madrid was difficult, and when they had the chances to score because they were onside, they didn't.
And we'll be talking, Jamie, that there is a lot of work behind that. And we commented that Barcelona staff, they have 2 or 3 people working every day in the offside situation, showing videos, teaching the players and telling them when they have to make the step forward, when they have to drop, and the timing. Except these 2 where Pau Cubarsí was not looking at the striker, he had it at his back. Barcelona didn't do it right, but most of the times the defender that stopped the line and he went forward, he made that step forward, was looking at the striker of Real Madrid. So it's about positioning and timing, and most of the times they did it well. 2 or 3 times they didn't. Of course, Real Madrid could have scored and the game would have been different, but this is football.
But they're playing with this season because Barcelona's opponents this season have been caught as an average more than 7 times per game in every single competition. Today, it was 12. Mendizorroza against Alaves, it was 11. So they really rehearsed that in every single training session. That's something that Hansi Flick really wants from his team. A player that Hansi Flick seems to have recovered, Robert Lewandowski, 14 goals already after 11 games. It's astonishing.
Yeah, and his attitude has changed as well. There's a reason why Xavi wanted to get rid of him, and it had to do with the fact that, you know, arms race, having a go at Lamine, things that happened behind the scenes, somebody that did not accept that he wasn't going to touch the ball a lot, and when he did, he will have to score 19 goals last season, and he's got 14 already in 11 games. Because, yes, his role now, he gets it. Did we say 7, 9, 10 touches in the first half?
9 touches in 45 minutes.
Nothing really. For somebody that wants to be the star, not just the goal scorer, but the star. And yet he admits that he's got to be in his position, wait for his moment, and his moment has arrived because the quality of the balls that get to him is one that he can't complain of.
And the way that Barcelona are playing, Guillem, most of the times most of the balls that he received last season, it was Barcelona building up slowly in attacking position, and most of the balls that he received, it was with his back to the goal. So now most of the balls that he received are in transitions. So he's facing the goal every time that he receives the ball, and he's a great finisher. So what Hansi Flick has done by making this change on the way of playing Barcelona is turning Lewandowski to goal, and now he's attacking facing to the goal. Most of the attacks before he was with his back to the goal, had to turn the 2 centre-backs on top of him, it was difficult. So I think everything has helped Lewandowski.
Well, offensively speaking, Barcelona are unstoppable right now. Rafinha has scored 6, Lamine has scored 5, Lewandowski has scored 14.
But analyse most of the goals, Jamie, most of the goals are counter-attacking and the team running forward. So this is what it has changed, and I think that's adapting the team to a modern football. Modern football asks Barcelona to do that, and Hansi Flick has been the one to do it.
So it's a German team born in La Masia. That's what it is.
Aitor, something has clicked in this team because it's nearly the same players as last season. And we have had the confirmation precisely this week. They scored 4 against Bayern Munich, 4 against Real Madrid. I think it's 21 goals in their last 5 games. That's an average of more than
5 against Sevilla.
4 goals per game. So do you think that it's all down to Hansi Flick?
I think so, because if you look at the squad, I don't know, I can't see many players change. So it's just to look at Rafinha, who looks like different than he was last year, or Lewandowski, and I'm not saying this, but I think Pedri said that this year they are working more than they were doing last season. So it's as a coach, you know, you have to.
I think there was a moment I don't remember which game it was that they compared the running of Barcelona with last season's, and the whole team ran between 15 and 20 kilometers more per game. And this in modern football is a lot. That means that everyone runs 1 or 2 kilometers more, and that can make a big difference. Plus the way they're playing is different.
Against Bayern, 5 kilometers more than Bayern. I mean, if you relate Bayern and German football to that, to dynamism, physicality, display around the pitch.
But what they have gone is that these runnings are forward runnings. We explained so many times this season, despite we've been only 10 or 11 games in La Liga, how Barcelona are pressing. So the wingers are pressing forward now. Instead of chasing the fullbacks, they press in the centre backs. So the press of the 2 wingers that now that, you know, I thought the wingers sometimes are spending more time chasing the fullbacks than really going forward. Barcelona wingers are pressing the centre backs, and the 2 players, the 2 attacking players in the midfield, they drop to the holding midfielders. So everybody's pressing forward, and that's easier to convince the players. You convince them to press when they press forward. Is much easier.
Yeah, we have the examples today. Even winning, I don't remember, it was 3 or 4-0. There were 6-7 players arriving in the offensive transitions, 80 minutes, and then in the opposite, they were clearing the ball, and Real Madrid players were behind them, so how quick they were leaving. Real Madrid players were offside, and then when they have the ball, the transition, they were 6-7 players, even winning 3-0 at Bernabeu.
It's interesting, we're not talking about the DNA of Barcelona, the style of Barcelona, the philosophy, the evolution of the philosophy. It's a different way of playing mixed with what they always done, which is great. Obviously, the results mean the debate is over, and it's a manager that, as Albert said, has managed to do a style that fits all the players that he's got. Plus, without the ball, he's asking them to do stuff that they want to do. So that's also good coaching.
Let's see how long it lasts, because that's very aggressive. So the intensity that they're doing, the press, the season is very long. So I think that Barcelona, there will be some moment in the season, and they should drop the level. But at the moment, they doing very, very good.
Well, we've mentioned Lewandowski, we've mentioned Rafinha, we've mentioned Lamine. It's obviously easier to talk about these attackers in the current season for Barcelona, but one of the unexpected protagonists today for Blaugranas was Iñaki Peña. I want to ask all 3 pundits about Iñaki Peña, but first, let's listen to the Barcelona goalkeeper.
Well, very happy. We're very, very happy. It's great winning here by 4 goals at Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. Physically, we were not 100% because we just played on Wednesday. It was a huge effort as well to defeat Bayern Munich. But in the second half, when we should have been weaker, we weren't. We were stronger in that second half. Talked a lot about the defense of Barca being so high up the pitch. You think that was the key to fall in so many offside situations? Well, yes, our manager is demanding that from us, regardless who we play. If it's a league team, if we face the fastest forwards, we always throw that line, that defense upfield, and that make us believe, really, that make us believe in that things can happen. With the offside, of course, it's a big weapon for us. Very happy with the saves on Mbappé. Yes, of course. It's great to play a good game here for me, to have a good performance at Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. This new project for Barca, it's ratified today, isn't it? Well, yes, we're seeing the results definitely today, but our manager, the staff, everybody are doing great since they arrived here. They've been working very hard, and it's paying off. You know, you win, you lose, and things aren't changed, but this shows what they've been doing. Another big win for Barca here at Bernabeu. You remember that? It's great to win here. I remember when Luis Enrique, we won 4-0, I think, here as well, but I don't remember very well as a kid. Well, we can't be unfair. It's not about comparing. This team with other teams is different dynamics right now. We all have our system, and what we are seeing is that Flick is doing a great job. We can compare with previous teams, I believe. What we are seeing is that Flick is doing a great job. We can compare with previous teams, I believe.
Iñaki Peña there, very happy after doing those very meritorious saves in front of Kylian Mbappé. For me, the most astonishing save was one that didn't count to Jude Bellingham, avoiding the goal. Yep. He's avoided absolutely everything, and he's been, I don't know if criticised, but maybe we've been a bit unfair to Iñaki Peña.
Well, it's always the same, isn't it? When you are a second goalkeeper and you have to play, it is normal that some moments you commit a mistake, because for more that you're training, Jamie, you need to find yourself in a game situations and read the situations, take decisions, and of course, if it takes 40 decisions during a game, there will be 2 or 3 won't be good. And as a goalkeeper, normally everybody looks at you when you commit a mistake. His situation is not easy. He knows that is a top goalkeeper waiting for him. I don't know if commit a mistake or to get fit, and he doesn't know how many games he will play from now on, but everything that he did at the moment, he did good, so I think he played a fantastic game of football today. Yeah,
Szczesny came with the idea of being the number one. Yeah. That was the discussion with him and Hansi Flick. Lewandowski said the same to him, but Szczesny very cleverly gave an interview this week in which he says, I've got to wait, because right now Iñaki Peña is doing what he's been asked to do, and he's doing it very, very well. And what a situation for Hansi Flick. 2 number ones fighting for the role, which means that they're all going to be push each other. Both of them seem to be handling the pressure and the situation very well. So, good news for Barcelona.
He's doing really well, and he's doing perfectly to play in a team with the defense so high, because those balls that they are going in behind the defenders, he's been perfect also, not just saving the balls.
Szczesny is not that kind of goalkeeper. The reason why he's not at Juventus now is because he's not that kind of goalkeeper. But anyway, Peña is doing fantastic.
Well, what a performance by Iñaki Peña. What a performance by Íñigo Martínez too. Let's listen to him after the game.
Well, another blow. Definitely, it's important for us. Another step. Beating Real Madrid, we came from a win in the Champions League, and it was very important to come here and win against Real Madrid. The start was tough for us. Real Madrid played well at the beginning, but that's expected. I mean, we're coming here to play at their stadium. But I think we rise in the second half. We played very well. We scored, and of course everything changes when you're scoring one goal after another one. A lot of offsides, Mbappé, a lot of times offside. Well, it's complicated for the forward when the back line knows very well how to move, how to orchestrate that move forward, so he ends up in an offside position. Of course, against Real Madrid, we don't want to run backwards, because you suffer a lot, so that was why the offside was so important. Of course, Real Madrid scares you, of course, but we have confidence in the back line. Iñaki is playing very well between the sticks, and we're sticking to this idea. We work about this. We've been working about this since the preseason.
Well, defensively, they've proven how well they're working in the training ground and in every single game. What has changed at half-time, Xavi? Because it would be unfair, probably, to Fermín to point the fingers towards him, but we've seen a different Barcelona from the very first minute in the second half.
Yeah, I think that Frenkie de Jong made a difference. In terms of controlling more the ball, we've seen it, we commented it with Aitor during the second half, that he dropped his position to be the third centre-back, to build up better, so that gave Barcelona more quality in the ball building and in the linking. And I think the crucial moment it was when Dani Olmo came on. I think he did everything right. It is true that Real Madrid just went forward. The team itself just broke apart and the spaces appeared. And with this Barcelona, with Dani Olmo, with a lot of space to receive and think, and the runners up front, it is very difficult for any team to stop them. But yeah, I think the plan worked perfectly.
Do you know, when teams come to the Bernabeu, and like Dortmund and Liverpool and some others, City and Chelsea, and they do the comeback, the famous comeback, and they go like, impossible at the Bernabeu. Just watch the second half of Barcelona. It was 0-0, yes, there was no comeback, but in any case, it was like, it was control. It's like they decide the tempo, happy with the pressure, and you know that Real Madrid will want to aim for chaos to be able to bring something on the table.
And Barcelona are good in chaos this season.
And that helps, and that helps.
Everyone expected the level of Pedri, Dani Olmo, Frenkie de Jong. They even talk about Fermín. Nobody was talking about Marc Casadó. He's been absolutely astonishing once again. He was astonishing against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. He's been astonishing tonight at the Santiago Bernabeu. First season ever in the elite.
Yes, and with and without the ball, because sometimes you are playing the Clásico and you're a very good player, but you are missing the intensity or the character. And now, not just him, Cubarsí, so players 17, 18, 20 years old, looking like they are veteran players.
I've been told that Hansi Flick is already sitting down in the press conference room at the Santiago Bernabeu. Do we have the image live? Hansi Flick, there you go.
Of the result and what it means to the team, to the club, reaching the highest point here tonight after the most difficult week of the season.
So we start a journey, and I think we're doing really good. So we're looking for every match. So like I always say, we love to make things better, and we do it also. And today was not easy, but we defended really well, and also we keep going on our idea how we want to play football, and we have a flow at the moment, and so we have to keep going about that.
Hola, Hansi. Marta Ramon, en directe al Barça Juga a RAC1. Què li has dit als jugadors a la mitja part i quins moviments has fet per aconseguir aquest resultat? Congratulations. What did you tell to the players in the halftime? And what moves did you do? Did you introduce to achieve this result?
No, we make one change, and we also was important that we showed them how we want to defend. So a little bit different, to bring more pressure on the ball. This was important, and also with the ball. And you can see it in the second half was like that we had more ball control, and this is, I think, this is why the match has changed. So.
Mister, hola, buenas noches. Adrián Albets, en directo para el carrusel deportivo de la cadena SER. Supongo que se imagina que en Barcelona la gente está completamente eufórica. Ha sido una semana grande, con 4 goles al Sevilla, al Bayern, ahora al Madrid. 3 victorias muy importantes. Por el hecho de haber ganado al Real Madrid hoy, que es el gran rival del Barça, pero no solo por eso, también por cómo ha jugado su equipo hoy en el Bernabéu.
People in Barcelona should be very happy right now. They're excited with this win, especially winning at Santiago Bernabéu after a very tough week, playing also against Bayern Munich in midweek.
No, how I always said it, I'm really happy to work for Barca and also to living in Barcelona. It's an amazing job, and for me, yes, a new part of my life, and it's it feels really good. So today we made a fantastic match, and I'm proud about the team. So everyone really gives 100%, and also I'm happy also for Iñaki, because he's doing great today, and wow, we have a clean sheet. This was very important. And then also how we play was very important. And so also this have to give the players more confidence, like they have already. But it's good to see, and also they celebrate in the dressing room. It's really good. Good to see that.
Congratulations, Manolo Riveros, Cadena COPE para Tiempo de Juego. Una de las claves de la victoria y de la forma de jugar el Barça es precisamente lo bien trabajado.
Barça is how well you work on defense.
La defensa en línea.
The line of defense, so the other teams fall offside.
That's the key, yes, sir. We trained a lot about that. Also how we want to defend, and also how we want to make pressure on the ball. And this is very important. And so also important when you play against Real Madrid, that they have not so much space, because they are unbelievable players, really world-class players. But today it was a good performance from our team.
Jordi Blanco.
Hola, buenas noches. Jordi Blanco de ESPN. Felicidades por la victoria, señor Flick. ¿Entiende que esta victoria,
Do you understand how important this win is for FC Barcelona, defeating Real Madrid at their own stadium 4-0, after losing here for many years, not allowing Real Madrid to tie the record for the most games in a row without a loss, that a record that FC Barcelona has?
I'm happy with this. For me, it's I'm always looking about the performance the team made, and also how was our match plan, and how they do it, and they follow our match plan, and it was really great to see. So this is for me more important about the things. I said it before. I'm really happy for the fans, because they deserved it, and also, like, they support us in the last weeks, was really great. The connections between the players, the team, and also the supporters and the club. It's really great, and this helps a lot. And I think now it's a good feeling for everyone. Who's a Barca supporter.
Well, that last question was regarding that unbeaten run for Real Madrid that ends tonight. 42 games unbeaten in La Liga. They can't reach the all-time record in the hands of Barcelona precisely since 2018. Hansi Flick confirming that his substitution at half-time was to have more control.
Yeah, he said to help the press and at the same time to have more control. And we commented with Aitor that the position of Frenkie de Jong, he helped Barcelona to build better and to put better balls to the midfielders and then link with the strikers. So Frenkie de Jong has been crucial at the beginning of the second half, and then he has been helped by Dani Olmo, of course. But it was a good move. Fermin wasn't participating a lot in the build-up, and Frenkie did better.
Talking about the midfielders, Aitor, you mentioned Marc Casadó's role today. Let's listen precisely to Marc Casadó after the game.
I think we played a great game today as a team. It is true at the beginning it was tough, but I think in the second half we played the game we wanted. Well, we are a team, a very young team, a lot of kids, as you're saying, and today it was a huge result here. Well, I'm going to give the game jersey to my sister, because she's always asked for my game jersey. I'm going to give it to her. Great passing, great assist in the first goal. Well, yes, I had the ball there in the middle of the field, and Robert was all alone, so I gave him the pass, but he has great quality because the finish was superb. Lewandowski had more goals, didn't he? Yes, I agree. He could have scored more, but we're happy with the 2 he scored, of course. That led us to break the deadlock and win the game. Bayern Munich, now Real Madrid. This project is confirmed, isn't it? Well, I know we're very young players, a lot of players from the Barca academy, and we're very proud of playing for this shield. And I think you can tell when you watch us play.
Marc Casadó there joking that Lewandowski could have scored even more goals tonight at the Santiago Bernabeu. Again, the attacking trio is everything for Barcelona right now. Lamine, Lewandowski, Rafinha, they are absolutely on fire. But, Xavi, what happens if one of them miss one game? Because you had something to say.
Yeah, there's something that it comes to my mind sometimes. It is true that the 3 strikers are fantastic, but I think there is a big gap between these 3 and the rest at the moment. Don't forget that the possible substitutes are Pau Victor, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres. So I think between the players they're waiting to play, of course they're all very good players, but now there's a huge distance between them too. So well, let's hope that these 3 strikers don't pick up any injury. And another big question that I have, considering that I played there, I grew up as a Barcelona player since I was 13 in the academy. If Guillem knows when Hansi Flick came, he was given full freedom to play how he wants, the style that he wants. And
I think it all starts actually with the club deciding that they wanted to go a different way, or evolve the style, if you like. Laporta has always been attracted to the German way of playing. So he's been trying to convince Klopp for years to come to Barcelona. He tried Tuchel as well. And Hansi Flick was kind of third choice, but obviously Laporta's got a great relationship with Pini Sahavi, which is Hansi Flick's agent. And I'll tell you something else. They were so convinced that this was the way that Hansi Flick was approached, and I think all agreed, by February. But still a few months before Xavi ends up leaving, I think it was all done.
Okay, that was a bit of a saga then with Xavi, asking him to stay, and then.
So, yeah.
Well.
By the time that he gets told, "Please stay," in that famous press conference,
the decision was done.
I think Hansi Flick was agreed already. I think it was all done.
Okay, that was a bit of a saga then with Xavi, asking him to stay, and then.
So, yeah.
Well.
By the time that he gets told, "Please stay," in that famous press conference,
the decision was done.
I think Hansi Flick was agreed already.
We'll let you know when we listen to the Italian manager. Now, let's talk about Real Madrid. What went wrong for Los Blancos tonight?
I think the first half we were speaking that Real Madrid had good chances and they didn't score, and I think the substitution for Barcelona was really good because Hansi Flick wanted to control the ball, and with De Jong they did it, and Real Madrid was the opposite. Everybody was missing football, and Carlo put Luka on the pitch, and Real Madrid didn't find the football, and also in the same hand they lost a player like Tchouaméni. And then Barcelona started with Olmo to take advantage of those spaces. So with that substitution, Real Madrid didn't play better, and they lost the middle of the pitch.
Obviously, a lot of Madridistas would play right now the if game. If we had scored in the first half, the clear chances we had, what would have happened? We don't know. What we saw, Xavi, is also not a good pressure and very bad defending today.
Yeah, I think everybody's right, to be honest. Everybody can see it in their point of view. Real Madrid has always been playing like that. I mean, they relied on the moment of the strikers, basically, and there's no criticism because they won everything. So that's full respect for Real Madrid and the way they played. It is true that the moment that you compare the Real Madrid team with Barcelona's today, you could see that the press is not as good. You could see that the movements in defense are not as good. So I feel, or it seems to me that they are not working as much these aspects of the game as a team than Barcelona, and they're relying more on the individual skills and quality. But they had the moments, and as you said, by scoring 2 or 3 chances in the first half, we could have gone to the other side.
We'll keep analysing Real Madrid first. Let's go live to that press conference room because I was told that Carlo Ancelotti has already appeared. Let's listen to Carleto.
Well, my thoughts on the game are that I'm talking about the game. It was very evenly matched until they scored the first goal. I think we played the first half with intensity. We could have scored goals. We had our chances. We were not that efficient to take the advantage because we had opportunities in that first half. They scored 2 very quick goals, and that took the energy away from us. We ran out of energy, and after that it was a different game. They had spaces. We took some gambles on defense, defending individually, and they took advantage of that. I like the first half of my team. And we need to keep working like that. Of course, it's a tough moment. It's a hard moment. I thank the fans because they kept, let's keep on fighting, let's keep on working. We don't have to throw everything to the trash. There's nothing to throw to the trash right now. Again, the team for 60 minutes, we competed well, very well. We need to forget the last 30 minutes, which was different because we wanted to get back into the game, and again they took advantage of that. The season's very long, so we need to keep fighting. We can't give up. Of course, we need to learn from defeats like this one. I think the last league defeat, we learned a lot from that last league defeat, and I hope this leads us to the same. Come back. Of course, we are behind in the table, but our focus is to win the league. There are many games to be played. Again, we can't throw everything to the trash. That wouldn't be right. This team, of course, we can improve, and we are going to improve.
Buenas noches, Mr. José Luis Sánchez, en directo para El Chiringuito. Quería preguntarle por el partido de Mbappé.
Mbappe's game. A lot of offsides, missed opportunities. Are you worried about him? What happened when they scored their 4th goal, when you spoke with their manager? Well, Mbappé, we took some risks, yes. We knew they were going to be using the offside as a weapon, and we couldn't take advantage of that. I know he had a couple of opportunities. Sometimes he was in offside positions, but that happens when the other team plays like they play. But he had 3-4 chances in which he could have scored. But yes, maybe he was not that efficient. Nothing happened with Flick. It was with the assistant. He was not a gentleman. In the way he celebrated that 4th goal right in front of our bench, and I told Flick, and Flick agreed with me.
Javier Herráez, de la cadena SER, en directo en Carrusel Deportivo. Quiero preguntarle si se arrepiente de algo en el planteamiento de...
Any regrets?
Y si ha sido la noche más complicada.
And was this the tough night as manager of Real Madrid? Has this been the toughest night? No, I don't regret anything. I think we played well in the first half, like the way we ended against Dortmund. We had our chances. We didn't make things easy for them in the build-up. An offside by an inch in which Mbappé had a score. Vinicius had a big opportunity. So I think the system was, the way we approached the game was right for the first 60 minutes. Tough moment. The toughest moment, well, it's a tough moment, I agree. Of course, when you lose a game like this, and especially when you lose after 42 games unbeaten.
I'm sure he remembers that he already lost 4-0 a Clásico. It was Xavi's first Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu. And he was more frustrated than tonight. He said it was a game of 2 halves tonight, which we all agree. He also said that they ran out of energy after conceding 2 goals. Is that worrying?
I think he said before the game, he tried to compete against Barcelona the first 45 minutes with that energy in the middle of the pitch, and then the second half the team was going down, but it was going down in terms of physicality, in terms of attitude, because I think Barcelona was much better in every single movement on the pitch, and now it's easy to remember and to miss someone, but for example, this team with Toni Kroos, with Dani Carvajal, even with Nacho was different, because they were really important on the pitch, but they were also really important outside the pitch.
But if it's
they were really important on the pitch, but they were also really important outside the pitch.
But if a team runs out of energy, it's down to the manager to change things.
This has been the problem of Real Madrid from the beginning of the season. So Ancelotti realized that the way that Real Madrid defended when they didn't have the ball wasn't very aggressive. They didn't go at the other teams, and the stats prove that they seem to be much less of what they used to do that season, last season, in regards of that. And that he put it down in different press conferences to the physical side of things, that the team physically wasn't well. That's his responsibility, of course. And also mentioned like a bit of attitude, almost as if, yeah, but we've got Mbappe and we'll score and that will be it. So that mixture is terrible for a team that put down a lot of their success to what they did without the ball last season. They cannot just wait for the inspiration of one or two players, because if it's not there, they easily attacked.
They ran out of energy in the second half. Let's take a look at the defensive stats for Real Madrid, because there's something quite interesting there. There you see those defensive stats. 4 clean sheets this season, 11 goals conceded. From those 11 goals, 1 goal conceded in the first half, 10 in the second halves.
Well, if you look at the stats of the goals scored, it will be the same. I think
Yeah,
in the second
16
half,
out of 21 is in the second half.
Exactly, in the second half they score more because the games normally break up in the second half with the substitutions and things. I think that what's happening to Real Madrid is very human. They have won everything. And when you have won everything, unconsciously you think that doing possibly 10% less, it will be enough, or that they will be doing or turning situations around like they've been doing for the past years. And that's human, and that's human nature. And there is a moment that as a football player that you have to try to not disconnect, but to lower your level a bit, because you have to breathe and recharge batteries, and football don't let you do that. Modern football don't let you. Any team can really beat you if you're not 100%. And sometimes success, too much success, takes you to this. But that's possibly temporarily. I think that Real Madrid will react from that.
Fascinating, isn't it? That success breeds success and breeds success until it doesn't, because you stop doing the things that brought you success. That's the mind, isn't it?
That's human. Yeah. Kylian Mbappe for that too this season. Let's head back to the Santiago Bernabéu live, because Robert Lewandowski is talking in front of the media, the big protagonist tonight.
Sí, me siento muy bien.
Very well, very well. The whole team, we're all very happy. It's not about how many goals we scored, it's about how we played. If you win 4-0 at Santiago Bernabéu, I mean, for us,
Sí, creo que para el futuro es también muy importante.
Yeah, it's great, and especially thinking in the future. I think it's we grew a lot of our confidence after this win. We're going to be facing very hard teams if we play this type of football. If we play following this system, I think we can win against any team. And now it's time to enjoy this win.
Pero al final sabemos hasta ahora no hemos ganado.
We haven't won a title yet, though. So we always need to think that we can improve, and let's see for how many we can win the next game.
Al final